So I know that it's been far too long since I made a vlog or blogged or did anything that I said I was going to do on these types of social medias, so I'm gonna do those now. This video is going to be a bit of a catch up on everything I've been reading and sort of a book review of Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard. So I guess we'll start with that. So Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of bought because of the cover. It was absolutely beautiful. I mean, you can see this is actual real art on the cover. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So this is by Rick Riordan, who also did the Percy Jackson series, which I never read, but this is called The Sword of the Summer, the Sword of Summer, sorry. And it was surprisingly good. I will say some of his writing, he tries to be very witty, and it's a middle grade or young adult fiction book, so his complexity of writing and vocabulary or whatnot is limited to that. But at the same time, it's not. He's very creative and witty. Sometimes it feels like he's trying a little too hard. I do think that the age audience that this is aimed at would enjoy that. One of my favorite things about a book is when it has witty chapter titles, if they have chapter titles. And all of them are amazing. Like, let's play frisbee with bladed weapons. And good morning. You're going to die. I've always wanted to destroy a bridge. I recycle myself. An apple a day will get you killed. They're great. I love them. So I gave this a 4 out of 5 star rating, and I would suggest reading it. It's pretty good. It was a good, like, quick read, actually, even though it's 500 pages. I promise it's quick. The other book I'm reading right now is a much more serious book. Definitely not a young adult book. Brett Lott's book on letters and life, on being a writer, on being a Christian, and I like to write, and I am a Christian, so it was really interesting to hear from a literature professor, or is interesting, I'm still reading it. He spends the first half of the book saying we should be reclaiming Christian literature, what your mindset should be as a writer. The next book I am about to read is The Game of Lives, which is the last book in the Mortal Doctrine series, or Mortality Doctrine, by James Dashner, who wrote The Maze Runner. I picked up The Eye of Mind, just kind of like not knowing if I would like it, because I'm very skeptical about some young adult dystopians, but it was pretty good. It was a sort of new concept, but also just, I think it was done well. And James Dashner really knows how to do suspense. Every chapter, every book leaves very suspenseful, and so I waited and pre-ordered this, and I have actually had it for probably a week now and haven't read it, but it's because I was finishing Magnus Chase. Another fantasy book, but actually a Christian fantasy book, is The Book of Mortals. It's the second one in the Book of Mortals series, and it's by Ted Dekker and Toscali, I think that's how you say it. But the first one was called Sovereign, and it was actually pretty good. I am also very skeptical about a lot of like Christian fantasy books because, to be frank, sometimes they're just not that good. Sometimes they just say the same thing over again, but this was pretty inventive. So that's Mortal, and there's a third one out called Forbidden. I will get through them all, I have them all, I will read them all, and then I will let you know what I think of the whole thing. The Sun Also Rises. Yes, some of you are gasping at this very moment that I have not read The Sun Also Rises by Ernest Hemingway. I don't know where I've been. Have I been under a rock? I guess, yes, I'm a rock climber, so sure. But I read The Paris Wife a while back, which I actually did a video on leaking the doobly-doo. The Paris Wife essentially is the story of The Sun Also Rises, but from his wife at the time's Hadley's point of view, sort of. She's not actually in The Sun Also Rises, which is kind of part of that. I have read The Old Man and the Sea by Hemingway, and I liked it a fair amount. It was fairly simple writing, but this is more normal level writing. I don't know how to say it. And last but not least, we have Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I bought it at Halloween because, you know, Halloween, and it's creepy and stuff. It's a suspense slash horror book by Ransom Riggs, and you know, it's supposed to be amazing. So I'm gonna read it. I have sort of high hopes for it, actually. But that's my to-read list for the foreseeable future. I will have Thanksgiving and Christmas break to do so I will definitely get those all done. What else I read, I will let you know. But I hope you all have a good Thanksgiving. I guess that's all for now. Cheers!